When you compress your eating into a single focused window, often called one meal a day, you're not simply skipping food. You're changing the rhythm of your metabolism. Most modern adults eat from the moment they wake up until late evening. Snacks, drinks, small bites. The body rarely gets a true break. Imagine a warehouse where delivery trucks arrive all day long. Boxes stack up. There's no time to clean, repair, or reorganize. That's what constant eating feels like to your metabolism. Please subscribe to my channel. Now imagine the doors close for a while. No new deliveries. For the first time, the staff can sort, repair, and clear space. Let's walk through what actually happens inside the body over a typical 23-hour fasting window, step by step. Hours 0 to 4. Right after you finish your last meal, your body is busy digesting. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, protein becomes amino acids, fat is processed for later use, insulin rises. Think of insulin as a storage signal. When it's elevated, the body focuses on storing incoming energy. Glucose is either used immediately or stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen. During this phase, you are not tapping into stored body fat. Your system is simply handling what you just ate. This is normal. Nothing dramatic is happening yet. Hours 4 to 12. Now insulin begins to fall. Blood sugar stabilizes. Around hour 6 to 8, many people feel hunger rise. This is largely driven by a hormone called ghrelin, which tends to spike at times when you're used to eating. This is the point where most people believe something is wrong. They may feel slightly irritable or low in energy. But physiologically, your body is simply shifting gears. Your liver begins to release stored glycogen, the quick-access fuel it saved earlier. You are not shutting down. You are using stored energy exactly as designed. If you move past this phase, something interesting happens. Around hour 12, glycogen stores begin to drop significantly. Insulin falls to a low baseline. This is when the body increasingly turns towards stored fat for fuel. An enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase becomes more active when insulin is low. This allows fat cells to release fatty acids into the bloodstream. You begin relying more heavily on stored fat. This is a natural metabolic shift, one that humans have experienced for thousands of years, when food wasn't constantly available. Hours 14 to 16. Many people report that hunger decreases here. Energy feels more stable. Instead of riding the ups and downs of frequent meals, the body begins using a steadier fuel source. As fat is broken down, the liver converts part of it into molecules called ketones. The brain can use ketones as an alternative fuel. For some people, this shift is associated with clearer thinking and improved focus. This doesn't mean everyone will feel electric, but it explains why some people describe improved mental clarity during longer fasting windows. Hours 16 to 18. This is the stage that has drawn the most scientific interest, autophagy. Autophagy is the body's internal recycling system. When nutrients are scarce, cells begin breaking down damaged proteins and dysfunctional components, repurposing them for repair. Think of it as cellular housekeeping. Research suggests that autophagy increases during periods of nutrient deprivation, though the exact timing varies by individual. It is not a magic switch that flips at a precise hour, but extended fasting appears to support this process. This is one reason fasting has become a topic of interest in longevity research. Hours 20 to 22. A common concern is muscle loss. During fasting, the body increases certain hormones that help preserve lean tissue, including growth hormone. While fasting is not a muscle-building strategy, short-term fasting does not automatically mean your body will burn muscle. The body preferentially uses glycogen first, then fat. Muscle breakdown becomes more significant in prolonged starvation, not in controlled intermittent fasting practiced by otherwise healthy individuals who consume adequate protein. Still, this approach is not ideal for everyone. People who are underweight, frail, or struggling to maintain muscle mass should be cautious and may benefit from more frequent protein intake. Hour 23. As you approach your eating window, insulin sensitivity is typically higher. After a prolonged break from food, your cells are more responsive to nutrients. But what you eat now matters greatly. Breaking a long fast with large amounts of refined sugar and highly processed foods can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin, followed by fatigue and discomfort. A more balanced approach works better. Start with high-quality protein, eggs, fish, poultry, legumes, or lean meat. Protein provides amino acids necessary for tissue repair. Add healthy fats such as olive oil, avocado, nuts, or seeds. Include a generous portion of vegetables for fiber, minerals, and micronutrients. When you eat nutrient-dense food, you'll often find you become satisfied more quickly than expected. Now, let's talk about adaptation. If someone jumps from constant snacking to a 23-hour fast overnight, they may feel headaches, fatigue, or irritability during the first week. This isn't necessarily dangerous, but it can be uncomfortable. Part of this adjustment relates to electrolytes. When insulin drops, the kidneys release more sodium and water. Replacing fluids and ensuring adequate electrolytes, sometimes as simple as adding a pinch of salt to water, can help reduce headaches. The smarter approach is gradual. Delay breakfast by 1 or 2 hours. Then extend further. Allow your metabolism to build flexibility, the ability to switch between glucose and fat as fuel. It's also important to say clearly, this approach is not appropriate for everyone. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should not attempt prolonged fasting. People with a history of eating disorders should avoid it. Those taking medication for blood sugar or blood pressure must consult a healthcare professional before making significant changes to eating patterns. Fasting is a stressor. In individuals who are already under chronic stress, sleep-deprived, or dealing with certain hormonal issues, long fasting windows may increase cortisol and feel counterproductive. This protocol works best for healthy adults seeking metabolic flexibility and simplicity. Beyond weight management, many people appreciate the structure. Fewer meals can mean fewer decisions and less constant focus on food. But fasting is not a magic solution. It is a tool. Used thoughtfully, it can help improve insulin sensitivity, encourage fat utilization, and support cellular repair processes. Used recklessly, it can lead to overeating, poor food choices, or unnecessary stress. The key is intention. You are not starving when you fast responsibly. You are allowing your body to access stored energy and perform internal maintenance. Hunger is not always an emergency. Often, it is a signal, one that you can learn to understand rather than immediately silence. If you decide to experiment with a longer fasting window, move slowly, prioritize sleep, stay hydrated, focus on nutrient-dense meals, and most importantly, listen to your body, because the goal is not restriction for its own sake. The goal is metabolic flexibility, resilience, and long-term health.